I wonder whether there is this connection between imperfection, discomfort, because it's uncomfortable to be imperfect, and also the need to be vulnerable in that imperfect discomfort.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
These are three really big concepts.
Yeah.
So we've got authenticity, vulnerability, and imperfection. Were those the three?
Yeah.
I applaud you for not asking your students to be perfect, and in fact, giving them permission to be imperfect. I think that's the key right there.
Yeah.
Perfectionism is generally understood to be a fear-based way of walking through this world. If we are trying to achieve perfection, if we are perfectionists, if we have such high bars that nobody can be as perfect as we insist on ourselves being, this is usually found to be based in a fear of judgment, or a fear of nonconformity, or a fear of discipline issues, something like that. Perfectionism is usually a fear-based. And I can say for myself, perfectionism that was demanded by my teacher was a big source of my fear, because I could never perform to the degree that she sincerely expected me to. And so I love the idea of imperfection being what you're looking for in your students, because that is the only way that authenticity can come through. If somebody is in the moment thinking, I need to do 25 different things perfectly right now, they can't be mindful, they can't be in flow, and they can't experience that amazing elevated state that comes from truly confidently performing in the way that we want to.
I think one of the things that drives a desire for perfection, we've created this world of perfect music. We have technologies that enable inauthentic and disingenuous perfection. But because we have a terrible habit, and I'll put my hand up and say, I do this, we compare ourselves. And so when we are wanting to perform, let's say we're learning a cover, well, what we typically will do is go and have a listen to the artist that has made that song famous. So we decide, well, I want to sing, a Taylor Swift song. And people fall into the trap of going, well, I'm going to learn this song, and I'm going to record myself and listen back on my smartphone, because that's what I've recorded to. And we get quite distraught at the fact because we've built a comparison. But you're not even comparing apples with oranges there. You're comparing apples with, I don't know, sea urchins. They're completely different. Because one has been doctored, appropriately so. I'm not standing on a soapbox to say that, anything untoward's there, but because we've built this area of perfection, recorded art, now the challenge for the biological instrument is to try and level up to that, and it simply can't. What is your advice for that? Probably more specifically to, our desire to constantly compare ourselves. What does that rob us of?
One of the things that I love to say is that, and I know this is the case with you too, it doesn't matter how many tools we give our students. If they don't believe in themselves in the moment when the spotlight's on them, then all bets are off if they're going to succeed or not. And so that self-belief that what they're delivering from preparation, yes, but purpose and worthiness, those are the three things that have to come together. Perfection is not in the formula for confidence or mastery. Preparation, yes, but it's purpose and worthiness. You have to feel like you're worthy of being there.
I love, and I've shared this on the channel before, I've got an album by a songwriter. He's primarily known as a songwriter. His name is Jeff Bullock. He writes a lot of Christian worship songs. He is a piano playing songwriter. Yet one of my favorite albums is of him sitting at his piano, singing his own songs. And one of the reasons I love it is because it's so authentic. It's so raw, and you know, they've put some verb on it, and it's been produced, and you know, I'm not naive to think that there's no post-production. Of course there is, but there are bum notes all the way through it, and I love that. Because it's real and it speaks to me. Now, I acknowledge that same album may not speak to another person, and it's because I have sung those songs myself so many times. And so there is this sense of connection that we have with artists, and I think it comes back to what you're talking about, this sense of, and I want to unpack this a little bit more, this sense of worthiness as a performer, that, you know, I'm saying I'm connecting with Jeff and his album, but as a performer, I really do need to be able to connect with myself, don't I?
Absolutely.